Kendo Podcast episode 191. In this episode, I want to talk about truth needs to be told.
Kendo Podcast by Hiroma Fuji from Kendo-Guide.com. Thank you for listening. This podcast is about Japanese martial arts Kendo for Kendo lovers and supported by Kendo enthusiasts through Patreon.com. Thank you for your support, guys. Please visit Kendo-Guide.com for more Kendo information and how to support Kendo-Guide.com.
Welcome to Kendo Podcast episode 191. All right. The truth needs to be told. In Kendo, we always, say, like, oh, we have to be honest. There's samurai codes or whatever you name it. In Kendo teachings, we have to be told to be honest and listen to your sensei. Of course you have questions, but you really have to try first. Before you argue about it. The main reason is that those teachings are passed on from generation to generation. So there may be truth in it. So if you do it, sometimes one of my students told me, I finally knew what you meant, Sensei. Striking men straight is the strongest. And it took me 10 years to know that, right? So something is there. And then if you quit, you won't know. And then you probably will know nothing about the teachings. Or maybe you will, I don't know. But if you quit, you never know. But if you keep going, you probably will know what they meant, right? So anyway, Japanese people are really not good at giving compliments. When I was a kid, almost anyone told me, oh, you are good at such and such. Oh, that was a good main strike. Very rare that they say that. So I know there is a good or bad about such a way of raising the kid, but that was tendency. Japanese people are not very good at giving compliments, especially when they're close to those. Your relationship, the closer your relationship is, the worse. The worse they give you compliment. Huh? Is that right? So they don't really give you a compliment. And when I was in New Zealand and teaching beginners, I couldn't give them compliments. So they don't even know what they're doing right. And when you are doing wrong, we say, oh, that's wrong. So you are getting only negative feedback. Oh, that's pretty bad, isn't it? And I had to learn hard way, and as an instructor, and everyone left the dojo because not only because of that, because I didn't speak much English. I didn't know how to teach non-Japanese people. So as I said, I didn't give compliments or. I didn't give any explanation why such and such and such is such and such and such. Therefore, such and such and such. People like that, especially adults. But I didn't learn Kendo like that. But anyway, truth to be told. So needs to be told. So compliment is also truth. If someone did a good job, we should say, you did a good job. I don't like giving compliments all the time because you might reinforce bad habits. Some people are not good at giving bad feedback. Not bad feedback, just truth. Truth hurts. Some sensei, one of my students posted, some sensei said, human beings, people don't hear the truth, don't want to hear the truth. If it's bad, they don't want to hear it. And especially it's true, you don't want to admit it, right? So, but at the same time, we really have to tell the truth about good aspect of that person too. Oh, you were such a nice person because you did this, you do that. So, and then you really need to hear. For example, a lot of times, if you have done organizing an event, that's such a hard work. You gotta do this, you gotta do this. Stressful. You have to get money, you have to get a place. Of course, you have to pay, and you wonder how many people will show up. And if you have to pay out of your pocket, where should they stay? Where are they gonna eat? Especially if you're getting people from Japan, where are they staying? Who's gonna pick them up? A lot of work, a lot of work, and people want detail. Especially Japanese people, they want to have detail ahead of time, of course. Good or bad things. Living in two different cultures, I can see good, I can see bad. Bad as in, always bad because as an organizer, yeah, I know, but I can't really do it. That's a bad part. I feel bad because that's the truth. I know they want to know such details, but I can't give them. That's the truth. Truth be told, and that hurts. So I don't want to hear it. But the good things, organizers always they don't come at surface. They really don't. They work behind the scene. Let's say a lot of actors on the movie. You see, the such and such were good actors, but behind the scenes, there are tons of people working behind the scenes. So we really forget about those people. We tend to forget about those people, and we don't really thank them. So we really have to tell them the truth that we appreciate. That's the truth. So we gotta start saying that too. I'm kind of telling myself that the truth has to be told as well. And a lot of people complain about people, including me. That's because it's easy to complain, but it's not easy to give compliments because as a Japanese, I wasn't raised like that, so I'm not really used to give compliments. But after living outside Japan for a long time, I started saying, giving compliments. I don't say anything. I don't really give compliments to Japanese people because they think it's weird. But if they're non-Japanese people, I would. So, it's really important to give the truth, especially positive feedback. That's very important, I think. So, I really cannot give compliments when they're not doing it right because, again, I don't know. I can motivate people, but I don't think it's a good idea to reinforce bad habits, and I think I really should say, no, that wasn't good. And for a long time, I really didn't tell people much about what I think. Usually, you know, when people say something, that's because they don't agree with it. And, you know, when something, it has to come down to themselves, to them. Like, oh, I don't want to do that, so I have to speak up. But, so that's kind of negative, isn't it? Positive. And I really think non-Japanese people, American people, European people, they are really good at giving compliments. You know, sometimes too much. As a Japanese, I think. You know, I'm still Japanese. That's the funny part. I'm still Japanese somehow. So if they give me compliments too much, I feel like, what are they doing? You know, are they trying to do something to me later on? You know, but you know, I probably have to learn how to accept that honestly and, you know, positively. So it's cultural difference, but still, I think it's very important. So please, if you have students or if you have kohai, instead of it's Kendo culture, we don't give compliments, but we should. We should give them, oh, that was a good men's strike, you know, positive feedback. And also we have to give negative feedback too. You know, we have to say, no, that wasn't good. Oh, that was good. Yeah, that's so. After that wasn't good, and give them, oh, that was good. That is probably the most compliment we can give, and the highest motivation you can give as an instructor or as a senpai, I think. You know, so I want my students to do things right, so I can give them, you know, the highest compliments ever. So me too. I have, you know, for some reason I'm still like a kid, and I want to do something kendo so I can make my sensei happy. Sometimes, you know, that's kind of good motivation for me, you know. But still, I don't know if it's good or not or bad. You know, I'm 46 years old. I feel like still, you know, a kid. But I still feel like I want to make my sensei happy. You know, in Kendo, of course. So, you know, I don't know if it's good or bad. If you're a psychologist, please let me know. All right. So let's say your sensei, or if your sensei give positive feedback is good to your students. And if your students give your sensei positive feedback, and also if you attend an event, Kendo event, whatever the event, you know, give positive feedback to those who work behind the scene. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next podcast.
I would like to send special thanks to patrons for their constant support through patreons.com/Kendo for Life.